Okay, that's what it is, man. Anything else you want to say to your fans, man?
Man, shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Earl Spence Jr., my whole name, and just look out for me.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? You know, with Manny Pacquiao doing all the dissing that he did towards Floyd Mayweather during the buildup of this Errol Spence fight, and even saying that, you know, this fight is going to prove that I'm the greatest fighter of this era. With him saying all of this and then losing to a last-minute replacement, Ugas, it makes you wonder, what does Floyd Mayweather think about Manny Pacquiao's loss? You know, it really surprises me how Manny Pacquiao, he has this God-fearing, humble type of personality. You would think someone as humble as Manny Pacquiao wouldn't be going out of his way to diss somebody just because Manny Pacquiao lost to this guy, right? It clearly shows us that the loss is still really bothering Manny Pacquiao. He's having a hard time dealing with that loss. Why? Because that was the most important fight of Manny Pacquiao's career. I mean, imagine if Sugar Ray Leonard, if he lost the trilogy to Duran, if he lost to Hearns, if he lost to Hagler. This is how big this loss was for Manny Pacquiao. So dissing Floyd Mayweather every chance he gets is pretty much like therapy for him. But since Manny Pacquiao, he loves comparing his career to Floyd Mayweather's, let's go ahead and play Trading Places. Can you guys imagine if Floyd Mayweather would have fought Juan Manuel Marquez 4 times, and every single time he fought Marquez, Marquez gave him hell? So much to the point to where fans were saying that Marquez won all of those fights. And then in the 4th fight, Juan Marquez knocks Floyd Mayweather out clean, right? And then Manny Pacquiao, he fights Marquez and completely dominates him. It looks like a sparring session where he's just sparring with an inexperienced little teenager. And then after that, Manny Pacquiao, he beats Floyd Mayweather. Do you think there would ever be a question in anybody's mind on who's the greater of the two? We know what time it is, don't we? I ran into a fan of my channel out here in Thailand where this dude, we started talking boxing, and he had said to me, Manny Pacquiao is greater than Floyd Mayweather. And I simply asked him this question. I said, I want you to be honest with yourself right now. Let's reverse the roles. Let's say it was Floyd Mayweather who had already gotten knocked out 3 times in his career. Once by Juan Manuel Marquez. And then Manny Pacquiao beats Floyd Mayweather. Would anybody be saying that Floyd Mayweather is greater than Manny Pacquiao? And he thought about it for a second and he said, no. He said, no, you're right. I said, of course, because emotion will never trump logic and facts. What old media is trying to do with Manny Pacquiao is the same thing they did with Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was part of a group called the Four Kings. That was Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns, Hagler, and himself. Do you know that Roberto Duran lost to all of these guys? He lost to all of them. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time in a very close fight that could have went either way. And then Leonard made him quit in the second fight. And then Leonard beat him a 3rd time, just like Ali beat Frazier in the trilogy, right? So Duran got knocked out cold in 2 rounds by Tommy Hearns. He quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got beat by Hagler. Not to mention, he also lost to Wilfredo Benitez. And a lot of people don't know about these other defeats, but he also lost to some journeymen in his prime. We're not talking about an old past his prime Duran. He lost to some journeymen. And when I say journeyman, I'm talking about tune-up type of opponents, heavy underdogs, guys that have like 2, 3, 4 losses on their record, been knocked out already. He lost to a guy like this in his prime. Once again, we're not talking about the old over-the-hill Duran. We're talking about in his prime, he lost to these type of opponents. So he loses to all of these guys. Basically, he's in last place in the race. And yet old media tries to convince the world, the boxing world, that this man is pound for pound greater than all of the guys he lost to. So you expect us to believe that while Sugar Ray Leonard beat everyone on that Four Kings list and Duran lost to all of them, he's greater. Guys, that's how good that hope insurance is. But the only thing better than that hope insurance is our eyes. Because fortunately for us, our eyes got to watch the actual truth. I can say the same thing about Sugar Ray Leonard that I said about Mayweather. When I said, imagine if it was Duran that beat everyone in the Four Kings, right? And it was Sugar Ray Leonard that lost the trilogy against Duran and end up quitting against Duran. Just imagine if he quit the way Duran did. Just that alone, imagine that. Can you imagine the backlash he would receive? So he quits against Duran, he loses to Hagler, he loses to Hearns, he loses to Duran in the trilogy, he loses to Wilfredo Benitez. Do you think anyone would be calling him the greatest of the bunch? We know what time it is. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Contact them at 704-499-3471 and make sure you follow them on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
An important message from Youth Fountain Laboratory, makers of VasoFlux and VasoFlux for Men. If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Pacquiao. Pacquiao is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856. And remember, to help unclog veins and arteries, get the plaque out.